Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Tori. I'm a licensed therapist. I was also on season 42 of Survivor, and today I'm going to be answering the most commonly asked questions I get anytime someone hears that I was on Survivor. So we're gonna get right into it. And number one, this is always people's first question. They will say, did you have fun? Or they'll ask, was it miserable? And I always kind of have to preface this because was it necessarily fun to have to build my own shelter, sleep on uncomfortable bamboo, starve, be around annoying people, having to deal with the anxiety and paranoia of getting voted out? Like, were those elements fun? No, not necessarily. What made it fun was the fact that it was an adventure. It was the fact that I was living my dream I literally just spit all over my camera. I hope you didn't see that. I was living my dream come true. I had tried to be on Survivor for 6 consecutive years. So anything that I was enduring was fun and amazing because I was on Survivor. I was filming for a reality show. I was getting to live this dream come true. The next question is, would you do it again? Yes, of course, I would totally do it again. Like I said, I think there's just this adventure that Survivor really brings out of people. I think that's why it's so enticing, why so many people want to leave their, normal jobs, their normal lives at home, and just for however many weeks get to go experience the adventure of a lifetime. It really speaks to that adventurous part that we all have in us. And so yes, of course I would do it again. I also feel like I only kind of got to use 10% of my potential on Survivor. I didn't really get to do any strategizing. I mean, I tried, but none of it actually worked out because no one wanted to work with me. So I would love to do it again. And it's just so fun. And I'm obsessed with Jeff and all things Survivor. So I really want to go again and be able to really strategize, really do the thing. Number two, they're like, did they really not feed you? You're telling me that you really didn't get any food behind camera? No, I would not. This is how I say it. I would not have eaten lizards, geckos, spiders, worms, lizards, limpets, seaweed. I would not eat those things if I was secretly being fed off camera. So let that just be rested. We really did have to survive on a deserted island. That will forever be my fun fact, is that I survived on a deserted island for 17 days. Then people asked, where was it? And so I was in Fiji ever since about season 33, I believe. And now we're about to, the premiere of Survivor 44 is going to be next week. So for the past 11 seasons, it has been in Fiji. I don't foresee them changing because it seems like they have a really good relationship with the Fijian government, everything that goes on there. So it was in Fiji, which was so beautiful. I had never been there before. I would love to go back. I'm just worried I would be so triggered. But what I will say about Fiji is that it had the bluest waters I have ever seen. It genuinely looked like they had dumped blue dye into the water to make it that blue. It was so breathtaking and beautiful. Okay, and then people are like, well, how did you go to the bathroom? Great question. There's 2 types of people when it comes to going to the bathroom on Survivor. You can be an aqua dumper, that's what we call it, or a lander or a grounder. So essentially, you either walk out into the water and you go to the bathroom in the ocean. Gross, right? Okay, yeah, that means it's just gonna float up all around you. I think that's nasty. I personally was a lander. I was a grounder, which is where you find somewhere on the beach, hopefully where people won't walk, and you dig a hole, and then you go to the bathroom there, and then cover it up. Kind of like Little Cat, and those are your options. People love to know, they're like, what about if you're on your period? Rest assured, they definitely take care of us in terms of feminine products, medical needs, medications. And so we were able to have a secret area off camera where no strategizing or anything could happen. Only one person could go to this area to be able to get feminine products like tampons, pads, etc. So we were definitely taken care of in that area. How long did it take you to be on there? How hard were you trying? And if you know my story, it was 6 years straight. The day I turned 18 was the day I started applying. And I applied for 6 years without ever being, until I finally got the shot to be on Survivor. So it was a long time in the making. People like to ask, they're like, how long were you out there? They don't know. They're like, was it just a couple of days? Were you there for months? So what I kind of informed them on is that Survivor used to be 39 days long. And then it is now changed to 26 days long. So I stayed there for 17 out of the 26 days, but I was gone for about 2 months. This one is so funny. Anytime, if people watch my season and they know that I was on Survivor, they're like, so what was Jonathan like? People love Jonathan, especially the guys that I come in contact with. Any guy who meets me that has seen my season that knew I was on Survivor, they love to ask me so was Jonathan really cool? He just seemed really cool. They bro out over Jonathan. It is just hilarious. People ask me what the hardest part was. And there's actually kind of 2, a surface level and then a deeper one. The surface level hard part, well, there's 3. I'm gonna give you 3, okay? super surface level, it was like the spiders were everywhere. I am such a baby when it comes to spiders, and I'm not kidding. We had these like small paths that we could walk through. And every single freaking morning, there would be spider webs across them. So spiders would like create these webs across the paths, and they'd be like spiders like this big, like, and they were really colorful, creepy looking. And so that really hindered me looking for an immunity idol. I'm gonna be honest. Like, of course I tried a little bit, but so often, like if you were gonna go off a path, you would be going through so many spiders, and I could not do that. Okay, and then a little bit deeper of a fear, or the hardest part was socially, which like, I normally always get along with people, but the amazing and interesting thing about Survivor is that it takes 18 people from totally different walks of life, different parts of the world, different beliefs, religions, political views, etc., and they put them on one island to see like what's gonna happen. You know, it's a social experiment. And so needless to say, you're not gonna have like a ton of things in common with someone. You're not gonna be like, wow, I just totally click with this person. We're like the same person. No, because they're not gonna cast the same person on the same season. And so it actually just was kind of difficult for me to like find a footing socially. It was also probably because my character was being assassinated and there were these lies being spread about me, like, oh, Tori's not actually engaged, she's lying about that, or oh, Tori's looking through people's bags, or oh, Tori just dumps out her water bottle and then goes to look for an idol. None of those were true, but you can only do so much socially when your reputation is being tarnished. And then my deep fear, that sounds pretty deep, okay, it was this fear that like my wild, huge dream, that I was going to be disappointed by it, right? That for so many years, like I've been watching Survivor since the very first season. My whole family's huge fans. I was so terrified. It actually made me cry on the island. I was so terrified that I was going to be able to, you know, have this opportunity to live my dream come true, and that I would be disappointed by it. As in, you know, I would get voted out first, which almost happened, or I wouldn't be able to make the moves that I wanted to make, which I was very limited with that, or that I would, you know, come home, watch it, and I would get a purple edit, and it's like my experience wouldn't even be shown for me to rewatch back on the TV. And then this deeper fear too that I was going to disappoint my family, right? Because like they knew how much this meant to me, and they were so excited for me, and I felt like I was living my dream for them as well, because we're all such super fans. Fun fact, my mom auditioned for the show like 18 years ago, and so there was just like a lot of pressure and fear because I wanted my dream come true to be a dream come true, right? Not just to be able to like play Survivor and then be the first voted out, but to play Survivor. How did you prepare? So that's often a question I get asked, and I did a lot. I actually have an entire video, which I will link here somewhere, for you to be able to go. I went in depth of how I prepared for Survivor, and I gave tips for you if Survivor is your dream as well, for things that you can do before getting on the show. And then people always wonder, like, how did the clothes get picked? So essentially you find out like what general color you're gonna be on. Like it's like, oh, blues and purples and blacks, or, you know, maybe it's oranges and yellows and reds. And so they'll just ask you to submit different clothing items that match, or like different outfits as well, and items that match that color scheme. And so you submit it, and then the wardrobe department, they have, you know, an entire staff and team dedicated to wardrobe. And so they will pick those items for you, but like they were my own clothes. I did go out and buy some just because I wanted to. But it's really like they want you to wear something that represents who you are. Fun fact though, I was originally supposed to be on season 41 of Survivor. I was going to be on the yellow tribe. I believe that was the Yasa tribe. So I submitted all of my clothes, and then like kind of last minute, 3 days before the day I was supposed to leave for Survivor 42. Oh my gosh, yeah, it was literally like 4 hours before my flight. When I was leaving for Survivor 42, I got a call. They're like, hey, we're actually moving you. You are now going to be on the blue tribe. So that's when I went to Ika. So that means like originally they were going to use the yellowish 41 tribe, and I was going to be on Taku because that was like the yellows, the oranges. So I was originally going to be on Taku for season 42, but then very last minute I got switched to Ika, hence the blue clothes. Okay, and then this one is, did you smell awful? Like, what did people smell like? It's kind of hard for me to describe because what we didn't really smell like is BO. We more so smelled like the smoke from the fire. Oh my gosh, I just remember too, like I have my clothes that I wore in the game that I've never washed. They do have mold on it. I know that's really gross, unhealthy, but I did, it's coming back to me. I opened the bag to like smell. I was like, oh, I wonder if it still smells like fire. No, it smells like mold. But there's just like this scent will forever be trapped in my memory of what it smelled like. Like, of course we didn't smell great, but it wasn't as bad as you would think because like the smoke kind of covered all that but like we didn't smell good. So don't get it twisted. We did not smell good. Well, there you have it. Those are some of the most commonly asked questions I get anytime someone figures out that I am on Survivor. I would love to know if you have any other questions. I'm more than happy to do another video like this. So leave a comment in the section below. Also make sure to subscribe to my channel. I'm trying to put out so much Survivor content now that we are so close to the Survivor drought being over with the start and the premiere of Survivor 44. Oh my gosh, I was being triggered. Survivor 44 next week. I cannot wait. Hopefully I'll do more videos covering that season. So thank you so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe and I will see you then. Bye.